Is it demand for your music?
There's definitely a demand for me rapping. And I hate to acknowledge that, but I will use that to my leverage to put other niggas on. So like in my sports mode song, I shout out like 3 DMV rappers, and then in my Mini Bitches song, I shout out like 3 more DMV rappers. So.
You think like it could be like some A&R type shit one day?
Well, the thing about like A&Rs is I feel like A&Rs do like the corporate work and they don't do like the underground work. So like I'm like a real DJ. Like I feel like DJs before A&Rs were the real A&Rs. You know? Like I can't be the DJ and the A&R. Like if I was an A&R and a DJ, I have to have my own shit because I'm not going to make a pipeline for nobody else. Like I'm not going to do the work for somebody else to take credit for it.
Right.
But at the same time, I do the work for people to hear it. And you just do whatever, but yeah.
So is DJing above everything?
Absolutely.
How do you think you came to that?
Because like I became a DJ to like literally, I'm from Delaware, and then I never wanted to be a DJ until I went to college, and I was like, damn, the music is mid. Like they don't realize there's so much more music.
Oh, you went to Elizabeth City?
I went to A&T first.
A&T in Elizabeth City.
Yep.
But let's hold that. I got something to say about Elizabeth City.
Are we starting?
No, we just talking.
Okay.
Look, yeah, we started though because I'm not trying to deceive you.
No, you're right. It's fine.
But keep going what you were saying though, like about just the music being whack and.
Oh yeah, no, like I'm really big in the underground blog era of music. So like pretty much in like 2007 to 2011, and then I got to college in 2011. Went to parties. Then you realize that like majority of the college parties have like a certain like setup. You know, they have like they hit pockets just because it's college. So everybody's from everywhere. So you got to like hit all the different genres. But then I'm like, there's a genre of music that is not rooted in like where you're from. It's just rooted in like good music. So then I was like, oh man, I really want to be a DJ because all the DJs here just play the top 40 basic genre shit. So yeah. And then but yeah, that's why I'm a DJ. Like I'm a DJ to put people on a new music. Like put you on the things you probably have not heard before.
So you yearn for like people who deserve to get heard.
Oh, for sure. And the DMV in Baltimore just like it honestly didn't take me until like 7 years of DJing to realize that like the reason I love this area so much is because it reminds me of like the blog era in real time. Like there's so much music here and I have accessibility to it at all times. Like I don't have to search for it. Like it's just there, especially as a DJ. Right. So that's why I like it so much because it's so affluent and it's so diverse and there's so much. And I think that like it has the potential to create like a new wave of music.
Like DC, Baltimore?
Yeah, absolutely. DC, PG County, Northern Virginia, Baltimore, MoCo, even 757. Like just states as a whole. Maryland, the whole state. DC and Virginia, the whole state.
Yeah.
Great music. And
coming from Delaware, it's like it's not too much of a sound, right?
So yeah, like growing up in Delaware, one of the most prominent producers and artists is Sap the Beat Man. Sap actually worked with Mac Miller on his Best Day Ever album. He produced Donald Trump. So I was a really big fan of Sap because he was from Delaware and I was in a blogger. I'm like, oh my God, this is so cool. Like our state's so small. His cousin Quandon dropped some music when I was in high school too. Fire. Then there was Shiz Nitty. Fire. But I think that what people don't realize that like being from Delaware, we're so close to Pennsylvania, to DC. Yeah, like Philly, DC, New York, Jersey, that like that's all the music I listened to growing up. Jersey Club, Philly, Meek Mill, Baltimore club music, New York, Dipset, you know.
Yeah.
Like Delaware is like a melting pot of like accepting music from other places because we kind of don't have our own thing. But we have accessibility to like go to other places and consume music. Like,
Yeah, it's like a Connecticut kinda.
Kinda. I feel like Connecticut, because like it's right above New York, you know, they definitely gravitate more. But like if you really look on a map, you'll see that like Delaware though, to the left of Delaware is Maryland and DC. North of Delaware is Jersey, Philly, New York. South of Delaware is Virginia Beach, North Carolina. Yeah. So like I feel like it's just a hub, even geographically. Like it's surrounded by all the metropolitan areas on the East Coast.
So you got into the music more as like you got older, like you were getting these influences as you went along.
Yeah, I've always been in music. You know, my mom, like she said, even when she was pregnant with me, like I just always cranking. Like I love music.
You was
And
kicking?
then, for sure. For sure. She will always talk about that. And then you know, in elementary school, talent shows, chorus, middle school, dance troupe. I was in band. And then the group that I'm the official DJ for, Cypher Click, they're based out of Delaware. I used to sing with them first when I was a freshman in high school. And then I just was more into sports and just more into having like a social life over doing music then. And I didn't sing anymore. And then when I started DJing again, they were like, you should be our DJ just because like we have history. And I've always said that like, I feel like I'm an unofficial, official DJ for a lot of artists in the DMV in Baltimore. Like, if they ever ask me to DJ for them, I'm like, yeah, I'll DJ for you. But the only group of artists that I will claim are Cypher Click. Like, I will just always be official DJ for them because they're from, like, my hometown and from my home state.
Okay, that's what's up. And I don't want to talk too much about college and shit like that. You know, it's important. But, so you went to A&T, you went to Elizabeth City.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to bring up that, you remember when Dougie Fresh performed at y'all homecoming or something?
What year was that?
It might have been like 2012 or 2013.
I was at A&T.
You wasn't there yet?
I was gone.
Oh.
So I was there. So
it was at Elizabeth City.
Okay, I wasn't there either. So this is the thing. So I was at A&T fall 11 to spring 12.
Uh-huh.
Then I was homeless the summer of 2012.
How was you homeless?
My grandparents were paying for my college, and then I really wanted to be a sports agent. So you have to manage in sports management to be a sports agent. That also aligns with like criminal justice and just like it aligns with like law school, because as a basketball agent you kind of have to know it's really contractual. Kind of have to know like it's just a business contract thing with sports and being a manager. But at A&T they didn't have that. They only had sports medicine. But my grandparents told me that they would only pay for my college if I went to A&T. So I went to A&T. I didn't have a major when I was there, but because I wanted to be an agent, they put me in sports medicine classes. So I was taking like biology, kinesiology, things of that nature. And because I was not interested, I wasn't failing, but I wasn't doing my best. So I was averaging like B's and C's my freshman year of college.
Yeah.
And my grandparents were just like, it's unacceptable. Like, we're paying for your school. You need good grades. You're never going to get a job.
Is the relationship cool with them? Because it's
eventually. So what happened was, you know, I told them like, hey, like if you guys are going to pay for my school and kind of dictate my major and my grades, I feel like you guys shouldn't pay for my school anymore. But then I think now as a millennial and looking at the current state of America and just getting an education, then I was definitely ignorant to understand that my grandparents were even in the position to do that. But I just didn't like the control. I didn't like that they were trying to control my grades and my major. Yeah, so they pretty much kicked me out their house. Like I was living, even though I was in college in Greensboro, I lived in Elizabeth City. Like my address was their address and I really lived with them. And during the breaks, I went home to their house and I would visit Delaware because I no longer lived there. So they kicked me out like after my freshman year. And I was just kind of like, I was in Delaware, I was in PG County, I was in Charlotte, North Carolina. I ended up in Atlanta with my uncle. And then I made enough money to go back to Greensboro. But when I got there, it was either pay 3 bands for school with no housing, or pay 3 bands for a crib and not be able to go to school. So I decided not to go to school, but had a crib.
Right.
So fall 12, I sat out, but I was still in Greensboro. I was living right off campus, like right across the street from football stadium. And then I just wasn't doing good at all. Like I was poor as shit. Like I was fucking serving at some job for lunch shift 3 days out the week, making like $50 a day.
Yeah.
And my grandparents were like, hey, my aunt's boyfriend was in grad school at A&T and saw me, and I just didn't look good. Like, he was like, yeah, Bri not looking good. So they called me. They're like, hey, we got a call from Lynn's boyfriend. He said you weren't looking too good. Do you want to come back home? I was like, duh.
Right.
Of course I'll come back home. So I went to Elizabeth City to live with them around Thanksgiving. And then I enrolled in Elizabeth City for spring 13. So I sat out fall 12. And I went back to college spring 13 at Elizabeth City. Yeah. So that's how I ended up there. And I was at Elizabeth City from spring 13 until spring 15.
Yeah, damn. I asked that question, like, did you see Dougie Fresh? Like,
yeah, so that pocket, I wasn't there.
Right.
Like, I actually missed a lot of artists. Dom Kennedy was at A&T for Aggie Fest spring 11. That was right before I graduated high school. Then Currency was at Elizabeth City fall 12 for their homecoming. And then Dougie Fresh was all, yeah, I missed all that.
Yeah. He was like beatboxing and shit. I was
I'm crying.
Yeah, but that's crazy. I would probably wouldn't even got that insight if I didn't ask that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. I didn't start the interview yet, but I'm recording and shit.
It's okay.
I guess that was just me getting to know you, or just us getting to know each other and shit. That's crazy. Like, cause college was rough for me too. Like, way kind of rougher than what it is now. Like, I'm working harder and stuff, but college was just so rough mentally. Like,
I was depressed as shit in school.
Like when you said somebody said you didn't look good, it probably wasn't
like I was gaining weight.
It probably wasn't like bad, but it's just like somebody who knew you probably.
Yeah, it was like Bri looks crazy.
Yeah.
Like what? Yeah, I look crazy.
But when I went to Hampton for my first go.
So you weren't far from Elizabeth City.
Yes, yeah. So I think my roommate was like one of them type dudes. He had a joint out there, and we went out there type shit.
It was lit.
Yeah. But when I was at Hampton, though, like Kendrick came like 2011.
Y'all had Kendrick money.
No, that was early Kendrick though.
But y'all still had Kendrick money.
I mean, probably definitely way more money than Elizabeth City.
For sure.
Yeah. But like that shit was fire though. Like,
yeah.
Cause like in the dorms, like when we first got in the dorms, like freshman semester or whatever, like we in the dorms talking, and niggas like, man, I'm like, yo, Kendrick better than Fabulous. Niggas like, man, you tripping, like you retarded, like you dumb as shit. And I really
you ate with that one.
And I really didn't even really fuck with niggas after that. Like the rest of the year, like I just
you gotta think about a lot of niggas that go to Hampton. Like a lot of people that go to school in the South are from the North, like are from New York, Jersey, and the DMV. So their perception of music is so different based off where you're from.
Yeah,
that they could definitely deem like a nigga from LA. Like Kendrick being better than like Fabulous, who was super commercial. I feel like Kendrick was one of those artists that was definitely underground first. I feel like we definitely got introduced to Fabulous on a mainstream tip. So people
like
were
like,
literally just off of like knowing and being like, how could you say some underground blog rapper is better than Fabulous?
Yeah, and then I think they trying to sabotage me.
I'm crying.
Yeah, I think these niggas.
Might be a ghost. Might be a ghost.
We got the most special guest. We got the best DJ, DMV, East Coast. You see her name everywhere. All the flyers, booked every weekend, weekday. A lot of different hats she wears. I don't even want to say one of the best female rappers. Is one of the best rappers I know. And if y'all know me, nah, it's not making it about me, but she raps just as well as everything else she does. And let's introduce her. We got DJ Bri Mafia in the house.
God.
Hey, you see the flyer on the table?
Oh shit, yeah.
What's that?
This is a Halloween party, right?
Yeah.
That we finna we
Oh.
throwing.
Damn, hold on, run it back. I'm gonna fake. Like I'm gonna ask you the DJ.
Okay.
It's a Halloween party. If you see the flyer, we got a Halloween party coming up. Hey man, we need a DJ. Like I need a DJ. I want a DJ. We need a DJ that's like the people know. The people know it's gonna be a good time. Like they know it's no stiff shit when they pull up to this. Like once they see that name on the flyer, I ain't even really tell them yet. But I just wanted to ask you first before you know what I'm saying. Can you DJ the party?
I don't mind DJing this. This looks lit.
I'm gonna holler at your manager and shit. Like holler at your people.
I am my manager.
Okay.
And I say yes. I'm in here. October 28th. See that? Floaters.
You know what that means.
You know what that means. We outside.
So what's a day like for DJ Bri Mafia? You might wake up in the morning. You might have other stuff on your schedule, but it's that 9 o'clock or 10 p.m. Like you know you're working. You got turn the club up. Like what's that day like?
Okay, so I DJ full time, and I feel like people look at that as like I just DJ, but don't realize that like it's not only just DJing. So you know, Mondays used to be my typical day to myself, but now I have a residency at Looking Glass Lounge in DC. So I'm normally there Monday nights. Then I normally bartend at Motor House on Tuesdays, sometimes Wednesdays. Now I'm at Looking Glass again on Wednesdays. And then I'm normally booked Thursday through Saturday, maybe Sunday during the weekend. So every day I'm doing something, DJing. And then I do a lot of my own graphics and promo work too. So my website, I update myself, flyers. Some of them I do myself. I also run a recording studio. I'm also a creative director, so I'm probably recording performance tracks for artists and shows. Every day is something. Like it's an ongoing process. Like just because I'm a DJ, it doesn't mean I'm just like DJing. Sometimes I'm doing other things in order for me to be the DJ that I am.
Right.
So yeah, like yesterday, I didn't have to do anything yesterday, and I was like burnt out. That's why I couldn't do the interview yesterday. But Wednesday, I DJ'd like this event for this brand, and it was just fire. Like it was so fire. It was at District Alley, and sometimes I don't vet gigs. Like I will tell people straight up, like I'm an underground, local, trap, ratchet ass DJ. I'm not well versed in like international music, Amapiano, Afrobeats music. So if you book me,
cap.
What?
You saying you're not well versed?
I'm not well versed in international music.
My bad. I wanted to hit the button before you said that part.
I am a nigga.
Purist.
I like ratchet trap shit. I'm from Delaware. So yeah, like
my bad. I want to get that cap off. Like,
I'm a hood rat.
I want to get that cap off for like 5 different interviews.
I'm a hood rat. So I like ghetto ass shit. I don't know anything about anything else. Yeah. So with that being said though, cranked it. Then I went to Looking Glass. It was my man's birthday. Turned that shit up. And I'm like, bro, it's Wednesday. So I just DJ'd from 7:30 to 10 or 11. And then went and DJ'd at this bar from like 11 to 2. So yeah, that's what a Wednesday is like for me now. That's just to get a gist. Like it varies. Nothing's the same. It's always different.
Nothing was the same.
Okay, Drake.
Like the boy. Hey, you know what I was thinking before the interview? I'm like, yo, that's hard. Like, cause you know how niggas be talking like, yo, when the blueprint dropped, all the towers fell. No funny shit.
Crying September 11th.
Yeah, so it's like this special day. It's like Drake dropped. People gonna be talking like, remember when Drake dropped that? Da da da.
You know what's crazy? I'm DJing a Drake party tomorrow. October 7th. And Walker, who booked it, he didn't, obviously nobody knew when Drake was going to drop. So like he just booked it and
He
lit. He just happened to book it the day after Drake dropped his new album. And I think that's so divine, so cool. So
you're going to go in there and like, you gonna play that comeback season start
Yo,
off?
what? Comeback season like shit. Like I'm definitely a big Drake fan since like Degrassi. So I'm super excited.
Did you like the song with him and Cole?
The song with Cole is good. His song with Yeet is good. His song with Cole is good. His song with Chief Keef is good.
I didn't even get that far.
Oh, I listened to the whole thing twice already. It's like, I think it's 769. I can't remember the numbers. 769 something Santa. That shit cranks.
I like the joint with his son. His son was going. I didn't even know it was his son until like I heard.
Adonis bars are kind of mid, but
Yeah.
that's his son, so I'm gonna let him pass.
But they cut it up on like some club record type, like, you know.
I already got some unreleased Jersey Club mixes for the album. That's one thing about me being a DJ. I'm so grateful. People send me so much unreleased music. Like somebody sent me a Little Dude club mix this week. Oh my God. It's so good. I played it at Looking Glass on Wednesday and everybody was cranking.
Oh, yeah.
So good. But yeah.
What are some other perks of being a DJ?
I feel like it doesn't just take being a DJ. Like you have to actually be like a decent person. So I feel like on Twitter, I'm definitely unhinged. Like I think people
I'm gonna follow you right now. Keep going.
It's OG_Bri. So I think a lot of people's perception of me based off social media is like ratchet, ghetto as fuck, problematic.
Yeah.
But when they meet me in person, they realize that like, oh shit, she's actually cool as fuck.
Right.
And I feel like a lot of venues, bars, and lounges fuck with me just off of the strength that like I'm very nice. I'm absolutely a nice person, and I conduct myself in an extremely professional manner. So one of the best perks about being a DJ for me, especially in DC and the DMV as a whole, is that like even if I may not DJ in those spaces, security, the bartender, the manager, they probably know me off of like working in the beer industry, bartending, or any kind of other business venture. And they fuck with me, gonna let me in, gonna take care of a nigga. So, but I give myself credit for that because like I had to do that work in order to even have that kind of accessibility. But that's my favorite part about being a DJ is that like I feel safe in spaces. Like I feel respected in spaces. Like not even as a DJ, just me as a person. Just me as Bri type shit. So that's why I'm able to roam the way I'm able to roam.
Yeah.
In certain communities.
Hell yeah. Hey, so backpedaling a little bit, I usually be on the camera, but sometimes I don't want to be on the camera. And I think, damn, I should have been on the camera this time. This is gonna be fire, but it's not too late all the way. But I think it's good how it is.
Okay.
But so you were saying like it's not just being a DJ. Like you don't just wake up and be on your phone all day until you gotta do your set. So it's like you gotta be kind of like a jack of all trades, right? To accomplish like one goal.
I also feel like that comes with your brand. Like I think you know, a lot of people I feel like I haven't been a lot of places, but I feel like I've been in a lot of important places. So like home in Delaware, people know that my uncle was a DJ. They know that back in the MySpace days, I was like coding pages on MySpace. I was really into music. That's my perception of my community back home in Delaware. Then at A&T, it was I hated college, but I wanted to be a DJ. And then I got to Elizabeth City, and it was like I turned up at all the parties. I worked, didn't really go out as much. And when I did go out, I wasn't in Elizabeth City. I was always in a different city, different state. And then here in the DMV, I was serving and just told people I wanted to be a DJ. And it started off of me doing like a lot of community-based like parties. So graduations, cookouts, you know, birthday parties. That's how I started DJing here, and then showcases. So I feel like for me as a DJ, I take all of the spaces I've been in, the things I've been doing, and like put them together. So like I said, like I update my website. Like I love web design. I do graphics. I went to school for graphic design. So majority of some of the parties that I do with Trilla with On Mothers or anything I do with me, DJBRIMAFIA, most of the time I probably designed or made those flyers. So yeah, it's just a collective creative effort as a DJ. Like I do multiple things outside of just like playing music.
So, you know, like at a job, right? If someone did multiple things, like, you know, some jobs, like you have to like clock in and like look for where you're going to be at.
Mm-hmm.
So like, it's like the person that's like everywhere. They're like kind of like a floater.
Mm-hmm.
So that, you feel me? I was trying to do that smoother, but you be having like such profound shit to say.
I also would just like kind of attribute that to me being a Capricorn. I'm really not big into like zodiacs and horoscopes and shit, but like what I will say is like the things I've read about me as a Capricorn, that we're like workaholics and like we love working, we love grinding, and that's absolutely one thing about me. Like I'm a very productive being. I can't just like be still. I just can't be like doing nothing.
Unless you're resting.
I don't even do that.
Cap.
I'm not capping. So, and I feel like if you want me, you think it's cap, check this out in real time. So go on my Instagram, see where I am, see what I'm doing, see what time it is.
Tell me you want to do it right now?
Yeah, do it right now. All right. So go to my Instagram and look at my story. Monty and I were playing Uno.
It's 23 hours ago. You in the whip.
No.
All right, keep going.
Keep going. Look at the post of Monty and I playing Uno.
Mm-hmm.
How many hours ago was that?
You had hella cards, but it was 17 hours ago.
17 hours from right now is what time?
9 o'clock. If it was 24 hours, that'd be 9 o'clock. So this was like 2 o'clock?
It was a little bit later than that. 17 hours to 9 o'clock, so 24 hours would be 9. So it's 24 minus 7 is 7. So then
it's like 7 in the morning.
It was like 2:30, 3 o'clock. It was like 3 o'clock. So
I can do math, but just not like right now.
Okay, but then check my first tweet from today.
I was gonna ask you, what was your Twitter name again? I couldn't find it.
OG_Bri. But I may have not tweeted that earlier today, but I normally do that. So
it's not coming up.
OG_BRI. Do we have each other blocked?
No, I see it now. All right, so you said look at what tweet?
Let's find my first tweet from today and just see what time it was.
I wish I didn't hit that cap button. I would have took you away.
Nope, we're here now. We are here now.
So your first tweet, so you was in the whip. We scroll past that. All day I've been trying to figure out why I was so chill on all the videos of me DJing last night, and I forgot I took a fucking edible.
Yeah, what time was that?
That was 22 hours ago. So that was 7 p.m. No,
7 a.m.
It's 22 hours ago.
22 hours ago, so it's 7 a.m.
Yo, I don't know about this math shit you got me doing.
It has it on there. If you read the tweet, it'll tell you what time.
It says 22 hours ago, 11:15 p.m.
11:15 p.m. Okay.
So keep going above that, right?
So hold on.
I can do math.
23 hours ago, I tweeted. So just trying to give you a gist of like, I don't really sleep. I have 5 hours, 6. Oh, definitely.
You getting the feature on this Drake album is actually fucking crazy. A lot of y'all fucking losing in shows. Y'all don't even try to make mask anymore. Just a bunch of losers.
Just a bunch of losers. Okay. Here we go. We're getting somewhere. All right, bet. All right, so I posted this picture at 11:15. And then 11:34 p.m. last night. 22 hours ago is 11:37. And then, okay, so that's really not a good example, but I normally go to sleep between the hours of 2 and 4 and always wake up between the hours of 7 and 9. My body can really only sleep for 4 hours.
That's crazy.
And I don't take naps.
You
I don't believe in taking naps.
I would ask you how you do that, but I read in that book right there, the Creative Act by Rick Rubin. It's like a page in there about like, yo, you can always create. Like even when you think you're too tired, you can still create. You know what I'm saying?
It's your mind.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't understand that like your mind is actually more powerful than your body. So, you know, sometimes I'll be like, oh, I need to take a nap. Mom be like, why sleep? Like, what are you going to do when you sleep? I think that, like, if you're as dedicated or if you're as motivated, you'll absolutely convince yourself to do something over what your body wants to do. Your mind will convince you to do it. Yeah. So, yeah, like, I ask all my friends, like, I would literally wake up 8:30 in the morning, get active, like, and won't take a nap. I feel like I only take naps from, like, off an edible or something.
Yeah.
That's it.
I feel the same way, but I was about to say tripping. I be bitching if I can't sleep. Like,
I hate sleeping.
I need sleep because I won't be myself for real.
What the fuck I'm gonna do when I'm asleep?
Charge up.
No, I'm charging up now.
Yeah, it's 2023. This DJ Bri Mafia is lit. I mean, let me reach out the cameras and I'm gonna ask my questions.
Okay.
Floaters TV, it's your boy Nero, and shit like that. Let me ask these questions and shit. So I got my questions, but I think we covered all the other shit for real.
Okay.
Cause I be using ChatGPT sometimes.
Why?
Like for interviews, like cause I can prompt it like, yo, this is a DJ. She does this. She does that. She's
Don't
also
do
doing
that.
I know, but I get my own questions too. But that might like
don't use that.
What you don't like AI? Can you talk about that?
I don't even talk to Siri.
Why?
Why would I?
But it's you telling them what to do.
Why when I could do it myself?
Cause you might be doing something else.
No.
But I got some real questions though.
Okay.
My nigga Chat, he can go next interview for real.
Yeah, he's crazy.
My nigga Chat. So here we go. All right, so part of the reason why you got your name Bri Mafia, you said someone like always seen you out, like you with a bunch of people, and they're like, oh, y'all the mafia, and you like the OG Bri Mafia. But then you also said, and I stole this from the Heard interview, not stole, but I watched it. Shout out to them because that was fire. And so you said, and then you also like you fuck with 3 6 Mafia a lot. So I wanted to ask you like, how was that like that experience when you DJ for Project Pat?
This is crazy because I actually don't work with the promo team that booked me for that anymore. And I feel like this is my first time where I'm able to speak on the backstory of it. So I feel like a lot of people don't realize, like, as a DJ, when you DJ for, like, a show, when you are the opening DJ, when you have to DJ for the opening artist, and then when you have to DJ for the headliner, especially if there's, like, a sound check, that's a lot of time. That's 6 hours of my day taken up, and I feel like that should be accounted for. And I think a lot of promoters, just off of the strength of me wanting the opportunity, I will always give a modest rate. But then when I realize that I actually have to do a lot, it just kind of sucks. So I was hosting this I was actually on Howard's website. I was hosting on the flyer. I was a host and not just a DJ. So I thought that would have like a little bit more special privilege. And then also, even before this show, I was following Project Pat and Project Pat was following me because after their verses, I made a 3 6 Mafia tribute mix. And it's so crazy that you mentioned The Heard because Danny, who runs that podcast, she mentioned Project Pat in this 3-6 Mafia mix that I dropped. And Project Pat wrote me and was like, this is fire. Like, this is fire as fuck. And he followed me. And that was 2021. So he and I have kept communication since then. And then when the show came, I'm like, this is so cool because I've already been talking to him, you know, da-da-da. So then his security guard / like hype man / photographer followed me on Instagram. It was like, I can't wait to work with you. You know, your content's amazing. I'm like, oh my God, me too. And so I sent him, you know, I was like, yo, I got this song where I like sample Project Pat. And he's like, send it to me. So I sent it to him and he was like, yo, Pat loves your song. Like, this is so good. What the fuck? He was like, he wants you to perform it. I'm like, okay, cool. I don't mind performing it. Like, whatever. So what happened was, you know, when you are a promoter and you throw a show and you have openers, you book your own openers. But then when you book an artist and you book them for so much time, when you don't specify what they have to do at that time, the artist can do whatever they want with that time. So Project Pat decided to use the first 20 minutes of his set of his openers. And I was part of that opening act. He asked me to perform during his set. So I ended up performing that song where I sampled Pat, and then it was amazing. Like, I think that I had one of the most receptive crowds out of the 3 openers, and it was just lit. But then they parted ways with me after that. So I think it's always great to work with your legends and the artists that you love, but I also think that there is an outdated approach to promoters and like what makes the money, and I think that they don't take into consideration the following of DJs and the following of communities. Like, I think that people don't realize that, like, yeah, you can throw a show in a city, but like, if you don't know what's going on in that city, you will absolutely miss the mark on how to have a successful show. You know, so I think that the best artists that come to the DMV do the work and see what artists align with them and know what artists will bring them even more of a fan base. And luckily I had so many friends there. So it was really cool. And then not only that, I picked Project Pat's set that night.
That's
like,
hot.
They gave me the USB and they were like, yo, here's this music. Read the crowd, go crazy. I was like, I bet. So majority of that set, there was like 2 songs where Pat was like, I want to do these. But the majority of that show, when Project Pat went on, were songs that I picked. So yeah, but I'm grateful to work with all the artists that, like, you know, I love. That was a great experience. But I can't help but to be like, damn, you know, like, I got to work with my favorites and got cut off for it when he gave me the okay to do that, just because the promoter didn't vet what was going on.
Right.
But that's where, you know, the name Mafia comes from. Definitely 3-6 Mafia. Not only that, it comes from Notorious B.I.G., Little Kim, Mafioso, New York. Because I think that, like, me being from Delaware, it's a really great combination of, like, New York and a combination of, like, Memphis.
Yeah.
And just really, like, my whole style of DJing.
Like a melting pot.
Mm-hmm.
That's fire. I ask you more of, about, like, that shit after.
Okay.
All right, bet. See, that was me, not chat GPT. So talk about, like, just the different stuff that you had to do to because you DJ full time, like, it's your main source of money, I assume. So, like, how did you like solidify, like, that stream of income to where it's constant? And because I'm a videographer, right? And one of my biggest issues was consistency. Like, I can have a great weekend, shit get rough.
Mm-hmm.
Like, for that next week or next 2 weeks right now.
I think that people don't realize that, like, think about how many DJs there are, right? There are a lot of DJs. And You kind of just have to figure out what kind of DJ you want to be. And I became a full-time DJ because of the pandemic. So I used to work in the beer industry. I was a sales rep. Then I was a manager. Then the pandemic happened. And just some very weird things were going on with my job. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to go back to DJing. I've literally been DJing full-time since the pandemic. And the only reason it keeps me afloat is because of you set your set residencies, your consistent gigs. But then you also have to realize, like, as a person who is so into local music, that is honestly the biggest market to me right now. You know, I think that, like, in DC, you have the club, hookah bar, lounge circuit, but that clientele is a rotation of people who come to the city, half of them being tourists, half of them being real fans. And I understood that, like, me as a DJ, there are people that absolutely want to see what I do. And not a lot of DJs do what I do. So that's honestly the only way I'm really able to keep afloat. And I think that what people don't realize, especially when you're not from here, it's very, very easy to get into clubs and lounges that already have a name for themselves and you just DJ in them. But I think that there's a little bit more work that needs to be done when it comes to local music and understanding what people like, what's current. I think that, like, it's ever evolving. Like, for instance, like, when I first got here in 2015, the biggest rappers were Swipey and Top Dog Sweezy. Now in 2023, the biggest rappers for me personally are KP Skywalker and Paco Panama. So it's like, I feel like people don't realize that, like, it's an ever evolving thing. And if you are in a market that is consistently changing, you will consistently make money. Yeah. You know, your money flow will consistently be ongoing because you're staying up to date. And people are paying me because I'm bringing something different to the table. Not your typical R&B DJ. I'm not your typical club DJ. And I also have my own following. Yeah. And because I work in the beer industry, they understand that my following understands buying drinks at the bar. If the party's free, if the show is free, they know in order for the artist to make money or for me to make money or just the event as a whole to make money, they need to buy a drink, they need to buy food, they need to buy merch, something. And that's only $20.
Hey, you want to pick that, if you don't mind, can you pick that book up? Mm-hmm. And it's Rick Rubin, The Creative Act. I haven't even finished the book. Like, it's such a good book and it's such an easy read. It's such an easy read. It's not a sponsorship. It's such an easy read that, like, I don't want to finish it yet. You know what I mean? Okay. So if you just pick a random page, I swear, like, you'll take some away from it. And if you don't got to read the whole thing out loud, but if you read something that you like, you can, like, read it.
Limit the information. When a songwriter sends a demo of a track for a band to record in the studio, I don't want the musicians to in any way be informed by the musical choices made for the demo. So I'll typically have one musician, usually a guitar player, listen to it, learn the chords, notate them on the lyric sheet, and give that to the band. The guitar player and the singer may then perform it with no suggestion of rhythm other than the speed implied by the way they play it. When you're working with great musicians, this leaves them free to bring in more of themselves. Rather than recording a version of the demo, they will use the full range of their creativity and decision-making abilities to take the song somewhere new and often unexpected. If the results aren't great after trying different approaches, they can always listen to the demo at that point, though that rarely happens. I kind of agree with that. Actually, I don't know where I saw this. Like, I don't know if it was a tweet or if I saw it on, like, I don't know where I saw this, but it's pretty much like a producer, and he was saying that he just was, like, so tired of, like, the current music scene and how everything just kind of starting to sound the same, that he decided to stop consuming mainstream, underground, whatever. He just stopped listening to music. he locked himself in a room for like a month and just created, and then he came out of that. And I kind of agree with that. I feel like the current state of music, especially with like everybody sampling, we are setting a standard to what we think sounds good. And for me, like, because I'm like a local DJ, I take all my inspiration from like,
Cap.
what's that?
Local. You're not local.
How?
I just don't think you're local.
How you think I'm not local?
You know what? Maybe, I don't know, maybe you could technically be now, but I don't think you're local. You feel what I'm saying?
Well, my bread and butter is local music.
Okay.
So, you know, like, my like majority of the music I play is like Paco Panama, Tay Dog, Rico Nasty, Money Mar, No Savage, Nasty,
So you
Baby Callow,
you
Forte
DC's
Michael, Soda,
I fuck with 4K Michael. Soda, I fuck with Soda.
Maggiati, Ice, Kevin Sinatra,
Yeah.
Lean,
The first part of this was like straight DC.
Rare Mystic, Jabba Got the Juice, Yoka McThuggin.
Yes, sir.
Uh,
I want everybody you just named on the show.
bro, like what?
Can we line that up?
Absolutely.
All right.
Like I feel like I always Kilo Letitia. Like I always start with like or end with something Baltimore and something DMV. So, but yeah, no, I'm a local DJ.
Yeah.
It's not a good set if I don't play any Baltimore club or go-go music. That's local.
So what do you think you'll play for like a Halloween theme party, like the Florida's Halloween party?
Well, the thing about it is, like, I got like some Halloween music from like when I was in middle school, high school. Jeezy got this song called Halloween Massacre that I love. It came out around the same time as Jay-Z dropped American Gangster. So maybe like 2008, 2009. Halloween Massacre is so good. And I feel like I absolutely dive into like, or Rico Nasty. I think it's a Megan Thee Stallion song, Rico Nasty song. They have a Halloween song too. People understand that people make like spooky October inspired ass songs, and because they're not mainstream or whatever, they don't get play, but that doesn't mean they're not good. So I always try to like dive into a pocket of like music like that to play. And then it's also cool because it's memorable. You know, like people are like, oh, I went to this Halloween party and I heard this like spooky ass song by Megan and Rico. Because when else would I be able to play it? But, you know, I'm doing the work to play it type shit. So.
Have you ever thrown your own party?
Oh, all the time. I'm actually back to own parties. I feel like I spent the whole summer doing a lot of market research. And
You the GOAT.
supporting supporting DJs. I feel like the scene can get really mixy. And I think like a lot of DJs have a lot of opinions and they have a lot of things to say, but like you're really not a real DJ if you're not going and supporting other DJs. Like I wouldn't be the DJ that I am if I didn't go see other DJs. And that's why all these other DJs sound the same. No disrespect to them, but it's because you don't go out and support other DJs. Because if you did, you would know what they're playing. You would know not what to play. You would know what you want to do differently. And, you know, I just think that like the scene is just really oversaturated with a lot of DJs that do the same thing. So just, I'm excited. You know, I did a lot of research and now I'm about to throw my own parties again, just something different. Like I want to go back to having like the poppin' artists right now, host parties. Not no club shit, not no Rose Bar.
Like some shit like this?
Yeah, like this. Like we literally go to a small venue and it says that like Ooze Gang is the host, right? Ooze Gang is hosting. Because Ooze Gang is hosting, you can buy Saints merch. You probably see Tay Dog perform one song, maybe, if the crowd's right. But that's only if it pops up. But it takes community, you know what I'm saying? But that's why it's hosting. Like, I feel like there's no obligation. So you make that party free, and it's almost like throwing a free show, technically. Because, like, you're going to a party, they're hosting, and you might have the possibility to see them. But that only is based on if you come.
Yeah.
So...
I learned a lot by talking to you. Hey, but I think that's pretty much it, man. I look forward to Halloween.
Halloween's gonna be so fun.
Yeah, yo, I can't wait, yo. Shout out my man's Hank. That's my business partner and shit like that. We've been going crazy. It's great to finally meet you. I seen
you too.
I seen you a few times at your shows, like through Cahova. That's when I first met you.
Shout out to Bob Almighty and Cahova.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, oh my gosh. But yeah, yo, any last words you want to say? Can you do a freestyle for me?
Is it a freestyle or is it one of my songs?
It's one of your songs.
Yeah, sure.
Why does everybody get confused by that?
Oh, because a freestyle's different.
But nobody really freestyles.
I mean, it's like I can freestyle, but like,
Who wants to market like a random freestyle?
You know what I'm saying? The fuck is this Funk Master Flex type shit?
Yeah.
Like, nah.
Funk
I mean, I
Master
can't.
Flex,
I'm not a rapper though, so I'm about to be like, yeah, I'm about to get on this joint freestyle like shit. Fuck me. Like, nah.
Yeah.
I'm about to do that. I'm not even a rapper.
Right, but you're an artist, you're a creator.
I'm a DJ.
We got, you know what I'm saying? It's just practical for real.
Practical.
And one last thing, can you give me like a drop, please? And I don't want
You
you
even say your name.
and I don't want you to think I'm
or
like
floaters.
I don't want you to think I'm imposing, like, you know, because like you DJing is a service. You feel what I'm saying, niggas?
Mm-hmm.
That's one thing. Like, I don't want you to feel like I'm making you do a bunch of free promo and nothing. I feel like this is kind of like.
Are you gonna use it for other? You gonna drop it like how you be doing the cap?
What you mean?
Like you asked me for a tag, so.
Oh no. I need to start doing that shit.
Yeah, so what do you want to use it for? Because I need to know the demeanor.
Oh no, I wasn't asking that for real. I was asking like, can you be like, yo, it's DJ Bri Mafia.
Oh, that kind of drop. Okay.
October 28th, I'm gonna be partying with the float.
Oh, you talking about for the Halloween party?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
But we can do that right
Hey,
after.
check this out though. October 28th, Floaters Halloween party. Me, DJB Mafia. We here in Baltimore. Make sure you bring your costumes. Make sure you bring the twerkers out. Turn the fuck up.
The floaters.
Period. Floaters.
What's the other drop you was talking about?
Now I'm just saying, like, you know, you just be like,
It's DJ Bri.
yeah, something like that, like floaters.
Can you do that?
Yeah.